they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us names. I can feel the sunlight shining in.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name's Brian, and today is Thursday, January 4th, 2024, and this is episode 604 of the Lots Project podcast, where we're defining norms and designing freedom. Today's episode is titled Thoughts on Nostr, and I will be chatting about a little bit about Nostr, my thoughts on it. I've been kind of revisiting it a little bit more here in the last couple days after the new year and everything that's been going with that. When I jumped over there on my phone, I had some issues with my Wallet Connect and one-tap zapping. So I walked through that. I'll give you a little bit of insight on what came of that. I'll give you an update on the Jade battery question from K-Bonk the other day. I got the complete follow-up, so I will share that with you, and a few more things on the list, but let's get to that cup of coffee, see who's hanging out in the live chat, and we will get to all these topics in just one moment. Good morning. How we doing? See who's going on here. Ignacio from over on Nostr dropped in about 5 after 3 this morning, dropped his NPub there if you guys want to scroll up in the comments and see that, or end up over on YouTube or in the comments after it processes. But Ignacio's got a pretty good Nostr profile over there, so I went over and followed him. I suggest you do too. Good morning, Clark. Gingerbread Farms is talking about drinking water. And Rachel from Rewilder Life is wanting to learn more about Nostr. And they started talking about salty water. And it made me instantly think of my interview I did with Ian Clark one night when we talked about drinking gallons and gallons and gallons of highly salinated water. And I was like, oh, man, okay. I didn't really look into it much. I just kind of brushed it off and moved on. That's my highest viewed interview video of any of them. I think Ian must have a pretty good following between his algae and the salt protocol and things like that, because that interview it's done pretty good. Good morning, Jim. How we doing? And Rachel says she drank her 1 cup of coffee for the week. Well, 1 cup of caffeine, excuse me. I believe she drinks decaf in between, but 1 cup. James says he needs to be less salty. That's for sure. Morning, K-Bonk. How we doing? Get to your question here, or your answer here in just a second. I gave it to you in the Telegram group, but I'm going to share it with everybody since we started talking about it. Excuse me 1 second, guys. Jim was up to go somewhere at 2 a.m, but was able to get back to sleep. He must have gone and not had to wake up. Hunter, good morning over there on Twitch. Thanks for swinging in, and you got a case of the I don't wannas. That was me this morning. I was hanging out in bed. It was quite chilly in here this morning. It is in the low 30s. I think it's in the low 30s outside, and chilly in here for sure. Chilly for morning, Backwoods Butcher. How are we doing? Hey, I realized that you have a Facebook page for your business. Why don't you ever tell anybody about it? Found it last night randomly because Facebook decided to suggest it to me, and look at that. You got another like and a follow and a nice little message in Facebook Messenger. You ought to tell people that you have something for the Body Shop 603 in Effingham, New Hampshire. Oh. So, what is in the cup today? I got that second press of Colombian. And it's fantastic. K-Bonk says, who's on Facebook anymore? I guess people that are small business people and trying to grow an audience are on Facebook. That's why I'm there. And I'm learning quickly why I left. why I left for sure. But I don't know. I've had to spend some time over there. I'm trying to grow some stuff. K-Monk says, I hate that meta crap. Yes, I definitely hate the meta crap also. But yeah, I've had to been over there. I've had to be over there. Anyway, this Colombian that I picked up this morning, I went with the new routine. I thought about it a lot yesterday, trying to get that timing right. I pulled the light Colombian out of the closet. Yeah. It was so far in the closet, I had to pull really hard. Got it out. And I was trying to figure out how to get that timing right that I was talking about yesterday, with getting the hand grinder done about the time or right at the time that the teapot is done with the water. And I realized, I think I mentioned it yesterday, that I need to let the tea water sit for a minute or two after to get it to come back down under boiling. And so this morning I just waited. I waited until I saw the steam starting to trickle out of the teapot, and then I started grinding, and it shortly whistled off a little after that. I turned it off, and I had about the perfect amount of time to finish the grind. Guys, Brian wasn't lying. Not me, Brian. The coffee Brian, the roaster coffee Brian. He was not being facetious when he said that the beans start losing flavor that quickly after grinding. He said 90%. I can't remember the percentage of flavor lost in the first 90 seconds, but it was significant. Significant enough for me to assume that the flavor would be different if I adjusted. And I did, and holy crap. K-Monk says, can't figure out how to remove it. Remove what? Gingerbread says stuff about Facebook making stupid friend requests. I got some for you. I've had plenty of suggested friends that I know are dead. How about that? Yeah. Rewilder Life says, okay, I grind and brew right away. I need to do the hand grind into the right temp. Temp is important. 200 to between 200 and 205. I think 202 is the solid. Gingerbread says, let the Colombian come out of the closet on his own time. Yeah, I mean, the light Colombian, he definitely likes to come out of the closet more often than not. So, and K-Bonk wants meta to be gone. Yeah, I mean, it'll kill itself eventually. I mean, MySpace was really popular at one point, and now it's gone. So, I guess I think it's gone. Who had MySpace? I definitely had one. Anyway, I picked up, I just want to mention, I picked up the Daily Stoic yesterday, and have that on the way. And yeah, I'm excited. It's 365 daily meditations that you do one, you read one a day and kind of work your way through it. It was the ebook was on sale. The hardcover was oh god. The ebook was on sale. I posted it in the group, and yeah, super cheap. And if you sign up for the free trial of the new Audible Plus or the new Audible Premium Plus, you can get that and listen to it for free while you have your free trial. But I don't know if you guys use Audible or not. I don't. It's not a value for me to pay $8 a month for unlimited podcasts, music, and things like that. At this time, for sure. But if you guys are interested in that, if that's something you use, that seems like a pretty good deal. $8 a month for unlimited audio, especially for somebody that maybe drives or has earbuds in all day at work. That's a lot of hours in a month for $8. So unless you get them for free already, you don't know. I don't know. It's not really my thing, but just so you know, it's available. And if you're interested in signing up, let me know. I have a link. And collect bounties. They're not even a commission. They're called bounties from Amazon for a bunch of different things that I mentioned them before, the wedding registry, the baby registry, some other things that people sign up for. So yeah, there is that. Let's see who else is sneaking in here. Good morning, Blakesley Akers. How we doing? Clark says he's never even seen MySpace. Thanks. That makes me feel old. Kyle also. Gingerbread says two of my numbers in my favorites are that always ring no matter what are dead, but I can't bring myself to delete them. Yeah. Have you had anybody answer yet? Have they farmed out the numbers to someone else and you had them answer? That was tough. So Kyle, Kyle, Kyle says, asked if I Google translate the podcast for Hector, or does he just have to get scared every time he overhears Colombian? Hector knows English, dude. Hector knows English. Oh man. All right. Let's get to the quote today. Oh my god. Yahoo groups. Jim asked if I've ever had someone else show up in your contacts from the new owner of a number. I have to star that and tell you about that happening. It wasn't in my contacts, but it was in Telegram. And it was freaking hilarious. Well, to me, maybe not to you guys. Let's get to that quote. I want to start off with a quote every day with keeping things in the realm of Stoic thought, and the daily Stoic email that I was getting yesterday was one that was fantastic. It's Seneca, and it has a lot to do. I think it has a lot to consider when thinking about podcasts. I mean, we're sitting here talking about podcasts and Facebook, and maybe the podcast discussion was in Telegram group this morning before I jumped on, but talking about social medias and things like that. But Seneca said, you must linger among a limited number of master thinkers and digest their works. If you would derive ideas which shall win firm hold in your mind. So basically, you gotta be around smart people and listen to their shit over and over and over so it sticks in your head and you can draw from it whenever you want without even thinking about it. I think before social media, before podcasts, before all of this mass onslaught of information all the time, I think we really could seek that out. We could seek our pillars of knowledge. We could seek books. People sat down and read books. And I'm not saying that they don't now, but I think you really picked your horses and you went with them. You sought out your information. It wasn't shoved in your face. Like James was saying, suggested friends that you have no interest of being friends with. Listen to this, suggested posts, advertisements all over. So you really, I think you have to be conscious now of what you surround yourself with and what you take in and what you spit out. Good morning, Pip. How we doing? Forklifting in the rain. So I think right in line with the new motivation in 2024 with kind of drawing in focus and really diving into concentrating on a few things. I think one of those is that would be those master thinkers, trying to figure out who I want to surround myself with. I withdrew a lot from listening to podcasts because I didn't want to sound like anybody else on my show. I didn't want to be constantly mimicking other ideas or not having any original thought. So I stopped listening, and I think it's a void. I think I had really honed in on some good thinkers to listen to, not necessarily people to listen to and just copy everything they say and blindly believe it, but really contemplate the ideas they bring up and figure out if they are in line with me. So it might be time to go back to that. And Chris Dixon says the key is intelligent versus loudest. Intelligent versus the loudest. Yeah. Yeah. Kyle says speaking of, make sure you all listen to the master thinkers that are me and Joe for Meet the Critters on Saturday night. No. Rewilders Life says she stopped for the same reason, more music or other topics, but not homesteading. Yeah, I've really gone down the rabbit hole in one earbud. K-Bonk was saying he listened to, he had one earbud in when he was running a machine yesterday. That's usually kind of how I go. I roll with one earbud in and I can listen. Corey is really a big fan of the hear through function of the Jabra earbuds that I eventually badgered her into getting. And so it has like, you can hear both what's in the earbuds and what's on the outside. But I've went down the rabbit hole of Amazon influencer growth and Fiverr affiliate growth. That's what I've been listening to. So I don't know. Are the people that I'm listening to master thinkers? We'll find out. I definitely enjoy listening to some more than others, and I think that some will be more beneficial than others. Hunter says, I don't want to hear anything else. Then you turn the hear through off. Good morning, Canadian Farmstead. How we doing? Jim up here was asking, have you ever had someone else's pick show up in your contacts from a new owner of a number? Shortly before I left my last job, or was asked to leave my last job or whatever, I had a coworker where there was a pretty nice core of guys there that we all ended up leaving. I mean, it was kind of it was a sign that it wasn't just me. I was pretty good friends with them, tried to stay in touch with them. One I was text messaging with. One, I sent a message and didn't get anything back. I tried to give him a call, didn't get anything back. And it turned out that somehow he had accidentally, because he was trying to get a hold of me too, but he had accidentally blocked my number. So anytime he would send me a text or anything, it wouldn't go through. Anytime I called him, it wouldn't go through. And he finally figured it out and he called me. I think it was after my big meeting before I got fired. He actually got a hold of me because he was talking to a third coworker that we were both friends with. And he's like, Brian's been trying to get a hold of you. He's like, yeah, I don't know. He doesn't want to answer my calls or anything. Finally figured it out. He unblocked me. We talked, and it was like, oh, holy shit, how you doing, man? He's like, I don't know. I've been wanting to talk to you, this and that. You know, like good coworker friends, past coworkers. Anyway, kind of kept in touch. Fast forward, like, I don't know, it was like 8 months or so. And I'm on Telegram, and all of a sudden, my friend Brad pops up on Telegram. You know how you get the messages, your contact so-and-so just signed up for Telegram? I don't know if that's still happening. It was happening for a while there. I haven't gotten any new ones lately. Maybe it's because I don't have very many contacts in my phone. But it popped up and said, your friend Brad is now on Telegram. And I look at the picture of Brad, and Brad was a girl. I was like, I'm pretty sure I know he got the jab, but I don't know if it's going to turn him into a girl that quick. And I'm like, wait a second. Is he like scamming? Like this, the guy, he was an interesting dude. I could see him messing around and setting up like a spoof profile to mess with some of his friends, something like that. And I So I sent him a message, and I started talking, and they're just like, "What? What are you talking about?" And I was talking to this person as Brad, and when you're blue collar workers, and Kyle knows, butchers are kind of the same way as we were. You joke about things. You have an understanding that nothing is nothing is serious, really. And I think I might have got myself in trouble with this person. And I sent that third party, the third one of our other friends, a message, and I was like, "Hey, is Brad on Telegram now?" And he says, "No, I don't think so. I think he changed his phone number. He got a work phone or something, and his phone number changed." And my jaw kind of just dropped open, and I was like, "All right, well, time to delete that number on a Telegram." Gingerbread says, "I've made girl profiles on dating sites. That doesn't surprise me. I'll just introduce you to my Colombian in the closet." who who did who did Kyle named him Hector. Kyle named him Hector. So, but that was weird. Yeah, having him pop up. I've had a few other deceased people show up as few other deceased people show up on in my contacts on Facebook. On Facebook is one for sure, especially when people have Facebook profiles for a while and then they're just gone. Yeah, they pop up. They pop up for sure. The one that is that really catches me off guard a lot is when they get spoofed. They got a decent profile, and I had a dead person send me a message at one point. That was a while back, but I was like, wait a second. And it was somebody from home a long time ago that I had known back when I was growing up. And I had heard that they had died, and had thought I had saw stuff about funeral and tragic death and all of this stuff. And that was months later, and got a random message on Facebook Messenger. And I was like, wait, what? somebody had spoofed their profile and done one of the little just barely changed the name type of thing, was trying to scam on people. So that's always good. Anyway, what is on the list for today? Today I want to talk about Nostr. A couple things about Nostr. Jim mentioned that a lot of people are trying to go Nostr only in 2024. I saw that. That was something that I took note of yesterday when I was kind of digging in. But I realized, and I'd only been using it really on my laptop. I've been using mostly Primal on laptop, and posting the show, posting links, scrolling a little bit, checking the highlighted posts that Primal does on the front page instead of my feed. And I just kind of got out of the habit of using it on my phone. I would check it every once in a while for notifications or shares, but I really wasn't vested in it the way I was when I first went there. And when I first went there, I was very pleased with the type of community there, the type of interaction there. The overall vibe there is super positive. It's just different than most social medias. And there's a lot to be said about the uncensored nature of it. The man, you can really see some fucked up shit if you don't curate your own feed. If you go to that global feed, it can be a trash dump. It definitely can. It can be a lot of stuff that you're probably not interested in. But if you take responsibility for your own social media interaction, if you really curate your follow list and topics that you can follow hashtags, you can follow this or that. It really is refreshing to be able to see what you want, instead of every other post on Facebook being a suggested post, and I don't see 98% of the stuff that I choose to follow. That's the thing that bothers me. The thing that bothers me on Facebook and X and LinkedIn and all the legacy social media platforms is they don't show me what I want to see, what I sought out to see, even when they suggest it, and I'm like, oh, they actually got one right. I'm gonna go and take a look at this. I'm gonna follow it. Um, it they never show you the shit afterwards, and I'm not the person that's going to and go to my likes or go to my pages that I like or whatever and individually click on them and see what they've been up to. Every once in a while, if I'm looking up something like Charlie's Pizza, like what the schedule was for January, I didn't happen to see the post. So I went and I went to his page and there it was. And I took a screenshot. Now I can get pizza when I want. But if they knew what was really important to me, they would show me Charlie's Pizza all the time. They don't. They don't show you what you follow. They show you what will irritate you. They suggest things for you to get that people are paying to get put in front of your eyes. They're suggesting things to cause agitation. In my opinion, this is my opinion. I'm much happier when I don't spend a lot of time there. I am happier. I am happier when I spend time on Nostr. I am more positive. I am more, I learn more. I find, better conversation and interaction, and it supports value for value. If I post something that's worth reading, if I post something that makes someone laugh, if I post something that makes somebody think, if I leave a comment for someone that actually is read and digested and thought about, and the person says, hey, that was a pretty good thought, there's value that comes back to that in the form of Bitcoin. Okay, I'll take it. Fountain, value for value, podverse. I've started posting the show over on Wave Lake, is something that came out of Nostr. And man, I like it. I like it. I like the vibe there. I like the positive future building of Nostr. I think it has a lot to do with Bitcoin. And I don't think you necessarily have to understand much about Bitcoin other than the fact that you understand enough that it's the future, that you're looking ahead. I didn't get a chance to listen to Jack's show yesterday, but I saw the title and I saw what he was talking about was being Bitcoin Generation Zero. All right, Rachel, have a great day. If you have any questions about Nostr, you need help, let me know at any point. I hope you enjoy your day, and I'm glad you're going to catch that replay. But I know Jack was talking about being Bitcoin Generation Zero yesterday, and generational wealth and the future and what it has to hold. I'll have to dig in on that one. It sounds like a fantastic topic for sure. But yeah, I think the people there see a bright future. I think they see things building. And I think that just spins a positive attitude. Plus, you don't have anybody shoving controversy and conflict and angst down your throat every second like you do on other social medias. So I'm enjoying my time there. I threw out a post yesterday that was asking for some people's favorite creators over there. I got one back. I got one or two back actually, but I've started following some new people, and I hit 600 followers, which was cool. Yesterday, as I was digging into this, I went over 600 followers, which was pretty cool. But man, I want to tell you about one guy I found, and I'll end up. I think I'll have to update his. Chris Dixon says Elon should have renamed it Trigger instead of X. Yeah, that definitely would have been a good appropriate name. Jim says there are jerks, but the block feature is effective. Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's it. It's block. It's curate your own feed. It's curate your own feed. I'll have to go back and update the show notes and the podcast notes. If you're on Nostr, you should go check out this guy. I read his story a little bit. I'm sure I'll mess it up a little bit, but he lives in Argentina. He was living with his mom and dad and aunts and brothers and sisters, and he, Venezuela. He's in Venezuela. That's right. Yeah. And all the shit went down in Venezuela. He was going to school. Shit hit the fan there, and they were poor. And he ended up having to quit school and get a construction job to help pay the bills, to help buy food. And when he was not in school, he kept looking into different ways to make money. He started posting on forums and things like that, earning sats, earning Bitcoin, little bit of Bitcoin here and there, doing like sats for likes and things like that, to where, and like Hunter does the Satoshi games. He started earning a little bit of Satoshis. They went through their crisis there. Pretty much all his family moved away. But he developed into, he's a photographer also. So he started taking photos. He started posting photos online. He started getting paid in Bitcoin for his photos. He is the only one left of his family in Venezuela. All his family left. And currently he's able to stay there and support himself because of Bitcoin. Because if you don't know, Venezuelan economy went to shithole, and Bitcoin is insulated from that. Doesn't matter. He credits finding Bitcoin with helping him be able to stay in Venezuela, helping him be able to afford to live there, helping him thrive there. And I think it was interesting because at the end of his write-up about himself, he said, I'm living the dream. He was able to find a way to do what he loves, taking photos and a little bit of other stuff, taking photos, and able to stay in his home and able to stay in his home country, no matter what happens, because of Bitcoin. And I was like, holy shit, could that happen here? Backwards Butcher says, does he know Hector? I don't know. How close is Venezuela to Colombia? He's still there, and Hector's here, so I don't think so. But anyway, it was a really cool story, and there's inspirational stories like that all over Nostr. There's all sorts of. It's not just Bitcoin talk. It's there's homesteading talk. There's dogs. There's coffee. Like, there's a wide variety of different topics there. Yes, it's Bitcoin centric, but that's what it's built on. It's built on it. So for those of you who don't know, Nostr is basically a protocol where you can share. Right now, the main use is still a microblogging platform. But basically, it's a protocol where you can access it through different clients or apps or websites. Basically, you get a public and a private key. You can log into any of these different things with your private key, and it's interchangeable. So I can use one client on my computer and one on my phone, or two on my phone. As the ecosystem grows and they build other functionality onto on notes and other stuff. Yeah, I gotcha. As the functionality grows and as things improve, you're going to be able to navigate through all these different functionalities with one profile. This isn't like Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, where you got a different login and a different profile and a different anything, or different credentials. Everything is seamless and everything is based on the same set of keys. It flows back and forth. It works great. Like I said, I started putting the show up on Wavelake, which is affiliated in the Nostr protocol. And it, man, I hopped on, and because I was logged in my browser, it automatically logged me in. It wasn't a saved password. It was just that I was verified of that my public and private keys were stored in one of my browser settings, and it just rolled me into it. Several things like that. It just asked for a signing authorization in my wallet, and I hit okay, and up pops all my stuff. Jim says the development is fun to watch. People talk about what they want, and devs take notes and implement it. Very cool. Absolutely, absolutely. It's basically like, hey, I really wish I could make a list of my contacts that I like or don't like, or I want to see these people first, so I want to be able to run this script. Blah blah blah. I don't know. Those just pulling ideas randomly, and you post it on there, and somebody shares it, and then one of the major developers sees it, or just somebody with some spare time, and all of a sudden 3 days later you get a message that's like, hey, try this, check this out, do this. Hey, I'm having trouble. You write back and say, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not a coder by any means. I'm definitely a Luddite when it comes to all this stuff. And they give you instructions and they hold your hand through it, and it's fantastic. The community there is phenomenal. They definitely are very welcoming of noobs, of people that aren't super tech savvy. They'll help you through it, so it's pretty cool. I really enjoy it, and I don't know if I can at this point cut to only that as a social media on my phone, like I've seen a bunch of people do there, just because of the promotion of my stuff on the legacy social medias. I do think I want to make it the only one on my home screen and make myself dig and swipe to get to the others. Maybe put them in a folder and only use them to do work. And I have actually contemplated just putting them on the computer, on the laptop, so where hopefully when I use them, the time is spent intentionally instead of on my phone where I do what I want and then scroll for a bit. I don't know. Might be something to mess with. Jim says there's a dev in Japan that he chats with. The translation alone is worth it. Yeah. One thing about Nostr is most of these clients have implemented translator services. So basically you read in whatever language you read in, and the other person types in whatever language they type in. It's just auto translating, and it's pretty cool. It is definitely pretty cool. Gingerbread says you can't ignore anything when building a brand. Yeah, I mean, that is the case, but only if the brand aligns with the platform. But yeah, I don't know if I necessarily need it at my fingertips to not ignore it, I guess is the point there. I'm still battling with that in my head, and I'm sure it's a little bit of social media addiction or whatever. I don't know. Still in the planning. But anyway, yesterday I jumped on there on my phone. I wanted to spend some time and make sure my clients on my phone were updated, see which ones I still liked and which ones I didn't. So I was a big fan of Amethyst on Android when I first was hot and heavy into Nostr at the beginning, and it's the one I still use when I would go on in my phone. I hadn't been scrolling much. I hadn't been reading much or interacting much on my phone. It had been mostly on desktop. And one of the functions in Nostr is you can send micropayments. You can do value for value with Satoshis. On the computer, there's a web browser extension that is a wallet that you connect to it. I use GetAlby. It's basically right there in your browser. So when you use Nostr in your browser and you want to send somebody a zap, which is a little micropayment of Satoshis, you basically click the button and it pops up on your screen, or you can set it to auto approve up to a certain amount. And you just approve it in the browser. And that's how I had been sending zaps lately. That's how I had been showing the content I love, or like a little bit of value for value. And I hadn't done a whole lot of zapping on my phone. And I had seemed to remember that the last time I did it, it had just kicked me an error. And I was like, I didn't have time at the moment to figure it out. So yesterday, being intrigued and getting back into spending more time on Nostr, and possibly only on the only app on my phone. K-Bonk says might be another good show to deep dive into Nostr. I think that might be coming, K-Bonk. I really do. As I dive more into it, I have to be more knowledgable than I am right now, because I've been out of the loop and it's developed so fast. I was looking at things and I'm like, holy crap. I dove into just a few little new improvements since I've been on there pretty heavy. And I was like, okay, yep, time to definitely spend some time on here and get caught up. And a deep dive show might be really, really good idea on all the new improvements and different things that are out there. But anyway, when I went on my phone, I went to zap something. I got an error message. And so I was like, okay, let's dig into this. And the error message was big and long, and it had some notes. And I realized that through one of the updates through Amethyst or my phone or one of these things, somehow my Nostr Wallet Connect, basically it was a workaround for not being able to have a browser extension on mobile. Basically, I connected that wallet I was talking about on my desk, on my laptop, on my browser, to my phone, and so it worked seamlessly. It was one tap zap. So basically, it just bam, bam, bam. Well, it wasn't working, and it wasn't connected, and so I went through the motions, and it was pretty easy to troubleshoot. Per Basically, the nuts and bolts of it was I got logged out. My session got expired. My session expired. And so there wasn't anything connected. For my Wallet Connect. There wasn't a wallet to send anything. And so I started messing around, and it had been so long since I set it up. It had probably 10, 12 months since I had set up everything. I couldn't remember what email address I used. And so I started messing around. I put in an email address. I got everything. I went through the motions, got it all set up. It was pretty intuitive still. I just I muddled my way through it. And I went to zap somebody who says insufficient funds, something like that. And so I'm sitting here at the computer, and I went to Primal and I hit zap, and it went right away. And I was like, well, that's messed up. I got plenty in here to send that 11 sat zap. What the hell happened? Well, dug in a little farther, for a few minutes. Didn't take too long, but it looks like I had maybe had a false start, or used a separate email address to do a demo, to show somebody how to set something up, and set up a wallet that exists with nothing in it, which is fine. That's not a big deal. But I logged into the wrong account. As soon as I deleted out and logged out, deleted everything, signed in using the right email address, connected back up. So if you got Android and you're looking to zap, and you're looking to zap, it's Wallet Connect, Nostr Wallet Connect through Alby Wallet. It works great. Jim says he's on Android with Amethyst. He switched from wallet of Satoshi to Alby. I'm still getting spam sats to the wallet of Satoshi. Thanks, spammers. You're going to want to change your receive address in Nostr so that they come to Alby, right? Or did they just save your address and they just keep sending? I don't know. Sweep that shit out of Satoshi until they delete it off your phone. Speaking of that, if you hadn't heard, Wallet of Satoshi no longer supported in the United States. So if you have it on your phone, turn off auto updates and you'll be able to keep it for a while, I think. I believe it'll be functional until it tries to get updated, then it'll be removed, from my understanding. It may or may not still be on my phone. I use it to check prices, actually. It's got a nice feature where you can conveniently swap back and forth between sats and dollars, and I just use that as a price checker if I'm buying something or I'm sending somebody some satoshis. If somebody's asking for a quote on something that they want to buy, yeah, it's my go-to to go. And I was using it when we were giving sats away on Fridays to see what it was worth that day. I would pop on. Hunter would give me a price check on aisle 2 on the Satoshi giveaway. But yeah, Wallet of Satoshi was good. It's still there. Gingerbread says Wallet of Satoshi is the new Hotmail. Wallet of Satoshi is the latest in a long line of people that got fucked in the ass by the government saying they can't do things that are perfectly fine. To be blunt. Anyway, I got Nostr Wallet Connect all hooked up, and Jim says I still have a Hotmail I use for everything online. Yeah, but you're in Lakeland, Florida, with all the other elderly people, so it makes sense that you have a Hotmail. Do you have AOL? Do you have AOL still? Oh man. Yeah, that's Nostr. I will. I'll get my NPub up in the video description. I will also put Ignacio's NPub in the video description that that he posted earlier before the show. K-Bong says R.I.P. Wallet of Satoshi. Yeah. I'm actually. I think I read somewhere, and I didn't dive too far into it because I use Alby, because I use Blue Wallet. I had other options to go to. I think Wallet of Satoshi, you can just pick up the API and download it on Android, of course, not on. I don't think you can do that on Apple. I think Apple is pretty closed system. Gingerbread says, keep it if you have it. You can't get a new one. Right. And Jim says he's got an old AOL disc around somewhere. So yes, that's all hooked up. I'm gonna have my NPub in there. You guys are more than welcome to share your NPubs anywhere you want on my socials, in comments, anything. I'll be sure to follow you if I don't already. But yeah, I'm looking to spend some more time there. I really like the vibe, and I like how I feel after I get done using the service. So it sounds kind of dirty, but it is what it is. Dixon says Wallet of Satoshi still works fine in communist Canada. Yeah, buddy. Oh, that's something I should mention. So the really cool thing about Wallet of Satoshi was you could send funds, you could send Bitcoin to it, either on chain or Lightning. It could also go out on chain or Lightning. So if you see the connection there, you could literally send it in as Lightning and out as on chain. There was no like converting it. There was like Exodus where you had to convert back and forth. Basically, it was one big honeypot, and however you wanted it to exit, either in Lightning or on chain, it was available. Now there are certain scenarios where that is very convenient, where that helps a lot. It saves fees. So I was kind of disappointed when that was going away. I used it for that functionality at different points. Strike app does the same thing now. I know some people had a lot of trouble with Strike at different times and their accounts, and I did too. I had like a little limiting problem on deposits and withdrawals and that at the beginning. I think a lot of the kinks in that have been worked out. If you don't use Strike, I suggest you give it a try. They do have a lightning address for all wallets at this point. I think they announced that everyone has one now, which also now offers the same versatility of receiving Lightning, receiving on-chain Bitcoin, and sending both either on-chain or Lightning payments out. Add that in with the adjustable fees, and basically you can send Lightning to your Strike wallet, and if you're willing to wait 24 hours, withdraw it on chain with no fees. Just saying. Just saying. I don't know why that would be useful, but just a thought. Just a thought. I'll be sure to get my Strike affiliate link in the video description. You get $5 if you sign up using my link, and I get $5 when you sign up and use my link, and then you have to do some stuff to qualify for it. I don't know what the ins and outs was. That is just out there. So if you want to sign up for Strike and you're interested in doing it with my link, I would appreciate the $5. $5 is $5, right, Kyle? Right, Kyle? K-Bong says Strike is the best on the phone, by the way, not desktop. Yeah, just like Wallet of Satoshi. I think it was maybe a replacement. Maybe a perfect replacement. Other thing is, if you're not using Fold debit card, I know everybody got all butthurt when Fold changed their shit, when Fold changed their reward program and this and that. Same thing with Fountain. It's weird. It's weird, guys. When you get on the leading edge of things and people are they're trying to ramp business up and customer base to make their business sustainable, it happens. And then they have to dial back because it's not sustainable to give that much rewards away. So do the calculations, use it for what it is, and decide if it's right for you. If the free plan works for you and you make enough to make it worth it, do it. If the paid plan is right for you, I don't know. I'm pretty sure if I pull up my Fold app right now, I got about 12 years worth of paid memberships in the bag. $12. I've already made my money back. I don't give a shit. And if you read the rules, if you read the stuff, there's more than enough ways to make there's more than enough ways to still do good on it. You just have to be willing to do it. Chris Dixon says that's why you use the shit out of it when it's new. Yeah. And then figure out if it's worth it. My issue is if I was like, hey, here is a debit card that you're going to get gas rewards. All you got to do is use it like your debit card, and you can just transfer funds, and you set up your budget, and you know what you're going to use it for, and you know how much you're going to spend on it monthly, and all you got to do is set up a transfer. Is the transfer instant? Do you need to spend it instant, or can you plan a little bit? And if you're going to make Amazon purchases this month, maybe wait 2 days and wait for it to get deposited and buy a gift card and get some rewards. But I could tell you that you're going to get gas rewards, but if you don't spend the gas rewards, they're going to go up in value. And next year, you can use your gas rewards and you get free gas for a year. Is that okay? Or are you just going to be mad because they didn't give you free gas anymore at the beginning? You're going to have to actually work for it and wait. I don't know. Shitty example. My favorite part about rewards on Fold is they keep going up in value. I get paid in sats, and the value of my sats keep going up. They don't take away my sats. It just adds to the value that I've got back. Your results may vary. Jim nailed it. Your results may vary. Hunter says people are upset that you have to do the extra steps, but Bitcoin doesn't come without work. Proof of work. This ain't no proof of stake. Oh, anyway, Fold. I saw yesterday when I was checking out Jack's show notes that Fold is rolling 50,000 on the sign up again, which was really cool. For this month, I think it's January, so I should probably get my link back in the show notes. So yeah, after dog walks today, I'll edit everything up to get strike link, fold link, and my NPub. So if you're listening to this, you wanna take part in any of those things, check them out. There's some decent rewards out there to get. Sorry, Chris Dixon, you can't use Fold in Canada, and I would really like to use Shake Pay. Yeah. Gingerbread says Fountain's still buggy. I would love to say that I'm using Fountain. I would love to say that I've been using Fountain. Jim says fees have been prohibitive lately. Stack them, and wait for the fees to go down. It's. I understand that it's custodial. I understand that it's not yours until you have it, but really, it'll change. I think it'll change. I think it'll come down. Otherwise, just stack. I mean, I think of that as I think of the fees as just it is what it is. They should come down. I'm not promising anything, but they should come down. Gingerbread says Fountain's buggy. I've been checking out Wave Lake. Not a lot of podcasts on there, mostly music. Also have been a fan of Podverse since I signed up for both Fountain and Podverse at the same time, and kind of going back and forth. So Jim's been listening to everybody on Fountain and here for the live elder abuse. I appreciate it, Jim, and I appreciate the zaps. I'm not gonna lie, I get those, and they make me smile for sure. Zaps and clips and all of that. I appreciate it. It helps for sure. And real quick before we log off, I know I updated K-Bonk when I found out in the Telegram chat, but battery question has been updated on the Jade. K-Bonk had asked what happens if the battery dies. What happens if it goes dead is what I assumed. I sent the question off. I was doing testing on it, and it hasn't died yet. Like, I got it to 0 battery where it shut itself off. I can turn it on. It comes on. It has a little battery, and it immediately shuts off. So it's like saving battery. But I reached out to the company. They said, if the battery dies, and I think I mentioned this yesterday, if the battery stops working completely, you can direct power it. You can plug it in and use it without the battery. It'll bypass the battery. The question I was more interested in was if the battery dies, say you put it in a safe somewhere and you don't charge it, and you pick it up 4 years later and the battery's dead. Does the battery die that quick? And they said, we don't know. We have them sit in the warehouse for months on end, and they're still good. They're still coming out with like 3/4 battery, full battery after months in the storage. And then he also said it retains the information if it dies. So basically, you put it in a safe. You have a charger with it. You could wait 5-10 years, pull it out, charge it up, and as long as you had a companion app, to use it as a signer. That's the thing. It's just a signer. It's just your private keys offline. If it's still the functioning technology and you don't have to recover it somewhere else, like I said, always have backup key seed phrases, maybe a couple of places. But if Green's still working, or it's using a different software wallet to interact with, fire it up, charge it up, and everything should be good to go. So no worries there on the battery. And they were really good at getting back to me. So that is that. And yeah, I'm going to save the rest of this list for another day. Definitely save this for another day. I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you'd like to participate in the live comments, you can always join the live recording Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Central on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. If you enjoyed the show, please consider sharing it with others. Hit those likes. K-Bonk says air gapped. Yep, Jade is air gapped for sure. Hit those likes, hit the shares, hit the subscribe on YouTube. You can find a post about, you can find all the links to my social medias, services I offer, recommended products and companies I'm affiliated with at thelotsproject.com. Be sure to listen on one of your favorite podcast 2.0 value for value podcast players like Podverse or Fountain.fm. And now find me on Wave Lake. Check out Wave Lake, give my show a listen, and yeah, share it around there. Make it a great day, guys. It is Thursday. When we meet back up tomorrow, it will be Friday. Have a good Thursday, and we will catch up with you then.